Hey Run Junkies, one of the greatest rewards I've had from this running journey is that I get to share my passions with the world. You, yes you, are so supportive and encouraging, and I just love having you as a part of this running journey, and it's quite humbling. So thank you for being here, which is why my friend and podcast co-host Jen and I are doing the Go Give Your Awesome event. And for more about that, here is Jen. Welcome, Jen.
Ever since joining Heather on the Go Find Your Awesome podcast, I have been in awe of the love and support that I have received. And none of that was more apparent than when I ran the Chicago Marathon. So to all of you, thank you. I ran for Girls on the Run, the charity for Chicago, and that was such a fulfilling, life-changing experience. I started looking at ways that I could help give back through running because I wanted to continue that effort. So that's when I approached Heather with the idea of, what if we use this platform, Go Find Your Awesome, as a way to get people to make the world a better place? And that is exactly what we are doing today. Today we are launching Go Give Your Awesome. We wanted a way, Heather and I, to do something charitable during this holiday season. Now, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you celebrate, this is a time of year of giving. And as runners, we are very giving, charitable people. Heather, why don't you explain Go Give Your Awesome?
Well, the two of us will be logging our miles between November 1st and December 31st. For every mile each of us run, we will be donating $1 to charity. So for example, if in that span of time we run 100 miles, we will be donating $100. If it's 200 miles, then it's $200. And we've each picked charities that mean something to us. Jen, what is your first charity?
The first charity that I will be contributing to is World Central Kitchen. Some of you may have heard of this, but if you haven't, let me explain a little bit. I've been a big fan of Chef Jose Andre for a number of years. He is the chef of Jaleo, which recently opened in Disney Springs, but I have been very fortunate to visit several of his other restaurants. They're incredible. But what Chef Jose Andre does is beyond amazing. He shows up after a natural disaster, think Puerto Rico, the Bahamas recently, and ensures that the people that are stranded, the first responders, have a hot meal. I believe it was in Puerto Rico alone, within the first week, he served 100,000 meals. That's incredible because food is essential. We take it for granted sometimes, but we all need food. And what he is doing is just tremendous. He was actually nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, a chef. A Nobel Peace Prize. How can you not be inspired? And I know I will be visiting and dining at Jaleo the next time I'm at Disney Springs.
I will also be giving to two foundations. The Brave Like Gabe Foundation is the first one I want to talk about. It was founded by pro runner Gabe Grindelwald after she was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. Her passing in June of this year moved many of us in the running community to give back and celebrate her life in that way. Her foundation aims to support rare cancer research and empower cancer survivors through physical activity. So that the foundation encourages that physical activity, that is near and dear to my heart, as many of you know. But the other piece of this is that it supports rare cancer research. That is a very special and very important piece of this puzzle. Almost 9 years ago, on my son's 3rd birthday, my best friend of almost 20 years lost her battle with adenocarcinoma. This is a rare form of lung cancer that is relentless and aggressive. My friend was tough. She was also young. She was 38 when she lost her battle to cancer. She had a faith that I could only hope to ever have. She never lost hope. No matter how hard she fought, she kept fighting harder and harder until the very end. Cancer sucks. My life hasn't been the same without her, and I miss her every single day. So $1 for every mile will go to the Brave Like Gabe Foundation.
Heather, I love Brave Like Gabe, and I am so inspired by that. The next charity I will be contributing to is probably no stranger to a lot of you, and that is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. but this foundation holds a special place in my heart. When I was in high school, my best friend since the first grade was diagnosed with brain cancer. It was heart-wrenching to see her go through what she went through, to experience it with her. I remember a few times vividly. I went with her to her radiation treatments. And then we went to a Red Sox game together through Make-A-Wish. And I will cherish those memories. Her family got to go to Hawaii. As a family, it was her parents, her brother, herself, and then her aunts and uncles tagged along. They paid their way through Make-A-Wish. They will always have those memories of her, and I will as well. Because unfortunately, I had to give my first eulogy at age 17 for her. Another example of some of the great work that Make-A-Wish Foundation does is at Disney World, which so many of us are familiar with. I was actually in line for Flight of Passage last year, and there was a Make-A-Wish family right next to me. This little boy, he had his Make-A-Wish shirt on, was so nervous. He had no idea what to expect. So we're getting in line, we're going through the process, we're in the pre-show area, and he's getting all nervous and excited, asking me, what do I think, what's gonna happen? And I'm calming his nerves, I'm chatting with him. All the while, his parents are helping out with his brother, who is a nonverbal autistic child. And they were doing a phenomenal job. We get on the ride itself, on the vehicles, and he's still really nervous. So we're chatting, we're talking, and we're getting really excited together. And I'm building these memories, but watching this child have this experience that he may not have otherwise had. You know, his brother had to come off the ride because he wasn't comprehending what was about to happen and was getting very anxious and nervous. After the ride, the parents did a ride swap, and the mother looks at me and she says, "I'm so sorry." And I looked at her and I said, "You're doing a great job, Mom." And the look in her face and the tears welled, and this sigh of relief came over her. And it was then that I realized how much this meant to her. I mean, I knew this beforehand, but this was something that her family would never have been able to experience if they didn't have the opportunities that Make-A-Wish gave them. And that is why I've chosen to give to Make-A-Wish Foundation.
The other charity I've selected is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. 18 years after the 9/11 attacks, many families are still struggling to make ends meet financially. And Tunnel to Towers helps them by helping to pay off their mortgage and other financial ways. My personal story about that day is that I was on an airplane that morning. I had no idea what was going on until I got back to my car after leaving the airport. The most moving aspect of that day was the sacrifice of the first responders, which is why $1 for every mile I run will go to the Fallen First Responder Home Program, which helps the families of those first responders killed in the line of duty.
As you can tell, we all have causes that mean so much to us, and we want to hear from you. What causes are near and dear to your heart?
And we want to challenge you to take part in Go Give Your Awesome this November and December.
Well, what does that mean? Well, it can mean whatever you want it to mean. This is what it means to me and Heather.
Maybe like Jen and I, you can do $1 per mile, or maybe it's 10 cents a mile, or maybe 1 cent a mile. Do what you find is reasonable.
And another option is to just share what causes mean something to you on social media. Share this video. This isn't about getting likes, but this is about bringing awareness to causes that are having such an impact on the lives of others. You know, I don't know about you, I'm struggling when it's still dark out by the time my run ends. That's tough to even get out the door. This is my new motivation. This is gonna help me in these next 2 months as I get ready for Dopey, because I'm still recovering from Chicago. And yes, Heather and I have Wine and Dine. And we are both training for the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. We're gonna have a lot of miles. And as we slog through some of them, we might get a smile on our face knowing that we are making a difference. And we hope you do too.
Join us in this challenge to give back, and let us know you're participating by using the hashtag #GoGiveYourAwesome on Instagram and Twitter. It's gonna be so fun and so rewarding.
We're just trying to change the world one step at a time, one run at a time. 1 mile at a time. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Let's show the world what us runners can do. Go give your awesome.
But guys, that's going to be it for us today. Thank you so much to Jen for putting this idea into motion and for joining me today. Thank you very much for being here and for watching. Our question for you today is this: what charities would you support? Are you going to join us in the Go Give Your Awesome Challenge? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video and share it on your social media feeds. Thanks so much for watching. Go find your awesome and go give your awesome. Until next time, happy running.